All right,
It was
well,
nice.
so we got some stories that you're going to talk about tonight, but I'm also going to have you hang tight here because I figured we're going to cover some news, and why not have you join us for this?
That sounds great. All right.
All right, cool. So, guys, welcome back, Late Night Green, Late Night Edition. We are going to cover some stuff tonight, and the first thing I want to cover is, our friends in Canada. They're good people, but they're misdirected sometimes. You know what I mean? And when you say the people, it's not always the people. It's like the government. Just like people, when you hate the states and stuff, you don't hate all the people. You hate the government. You hate what it's doing, right? You hate the decisions it's making. But I came across a video a few days ago or whenever it was of a national convention for the Democratic Party of Canadians. And Jeff, I'm going to ask you to put this video on the back screen. Unless you want to put it in the thing with me and Bill and a 3-screen, or yeah, that's fine. You can do it like that. So yeah, guys, I've cut some video clips out here for you, and well, let's just take a look at it and we'll talk about it, and we'll see what you think. Go ahead.
Thank you, friends. Welcome back to you. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for participating in all of our forms of democracy. Now we're going to hear, we're going to welcome back the chairs of what I am stubbornly calling the Resolutions Committee, although it is strictly called the GPSRC. They're going to come back and explain to you the process for emergency resolutions.
Okay.
Let's welcome back Talon and Leah.
You want to know this, right? Emergency resolutions, how they handle it? Okay, let's take a look.
Do you want to do it from the bench?
I think we can give a quick report.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you, everyone. As a quick report, we received 7 emergency resolutions. 2 were past the deadline. 2 did not meet the technical requirements of being a resolution. And so we were left with 3 in-order resolutions. 2 of them were very close to identicals, sharing very much the same spirit. So we merged the 2 together, and we trust that the submitting delegates are not going to take an issue with that. And so we have 2 that we're going to present to you this afternoon.
Okay. So far, it's you're getting an idea of what you're going to get here, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to see where they're going with this.
Okay, Bill, you enjoying it so far?
Oh, just loving it.
Okay. So let's go to the second clip, and we'll get a little deeper into it.
Can I ask?
Hang on a second. Hang on one second. What you're going to find out is a lot of people, there's equity cards, there's gender cards. You don't have an equity card or a gender card, neither do I. But they do. And this is how they use it. And not well, go ahead and play it. Go ahead and play it.
My understanding as an equity-seeking delegate is that these cards are to help the chair hear equity-seeking persons, and that we don't only hear from white male delegates. Now, this is my first convention, so I could be wrong, but the reason for my concern is that yesterday during the housing resolution, after a white man spoke, someone at this mic waved their equity card only to give their speaking spot to a white man. Now that white man being a leadership delegate notwithstanding, I had lined up for a long time to discuss the housing resolution, like many others, including my fellow delegate, Akua. I just want us as a body to understand the spirit of these cards, because we are a party governed by processes and not by any sort of shock doctrine. Like I said before, it's my first convention, but I can tell tensions are high with the leadership contest, and I just want us to make sure that we remember our values that brought us here. Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup.
Okay, so it sounds like they have a bunch of causes and people who support them, and they give their view.
They must give these cards out. But the problem is that, well, at least what I think the problem is that everybody's up there talking about their own personal feelings. These people are getting nothing done, and they all start off with making sure that they announce their pronouns as well. So this is pretty wild. Go ahead and play it again. Play the next one.
For the information of delegates, I want to be very clear that at your convention, the equity card applies to gender equity. This is the decision you collectively have made. Those delegates from Ontario might remember that at the Ontario convention, we used the cards more broadly for members of all equity-seeking groups. I'd encourage you to consider that as we move along towards the future that we all deserve.
You're going to get it. Bill, what do you think?
I clearly don't understand what's going on in Canada.
Well, I mean, what we're living in is in a day and age where the extremes of both sides have the loudest voice. It doesn't matter if it's the Democratic extreme or the Republican extreme. The extremes get the attention, and the extremes is who has the loudest microphone and the biggest voice in the room. And so we just have examples here and additional examples. I mean, I think this shit's kind of funny because what's happening is these guys are cooked. Canada's cooked. If you can't get, like, you got to be able to talk about issues. People can't get up and start talking about their feelings.
Well, I think they're talking about issues, right? Aren't you talking about like gender equity and things like that, right?
But they're all talking about how somebody else got to speak in front of them. He wants to talk about housing. Did he say one damn thing about housing, or did he talk about the fact that he lost his place in line? Right?
Well, he's just one of many, right? So.
Well, yeah. So there's more. We'll play more. Let's play it again.
Hello. Hi, Akua Frimpong, pronouns she, her, Whippy, Ontario. I would like to echo the sentiments of my friend Robert here. Yesterday, this card was used in an inappropriate manner. And while I understand in Ontario we note this as equity, even if that, this was also used inappropriately in terms of gender. I want everyone to be mindful that these cards for individuals like myself who identify as a black woman have no value outside of this space. Many of us are living in the most oppressive conservative governments across this country. I am from Ontario. A lot of you are dealing with this in places like Alberta as well as Saskatchewan. To abuse the privilege of this card means that we don't allow individuals like myself with intersections that have been used for unpaid labor to build this party.
What's intersections?
That means that they
What's
go
she mean?
unnoticed and that they are disrespected. I want people to be mindful of what this card means as we continue convention. It's not enough to say that we believe in gender equity, and it's not enough to say that we are intersectional and value social justice if we do not model that behavior inside and outside of this space. Thank you.
Very well made point, Delegate. Thank you.
Okay. Any additional thoughts on this one?
Well,
I don't even understand half of it. I don't even understand. I mean, these gender and these gender cards, equity cards.
Yeah.
It's a way to,
so are they? Did they earn those cards, or they
somehow got them.
So do they physically carry the cards, or are they just a representation of what they believe in?
No, they physically are issued these cards, and then when they go to a forum like this, I guess that they somehow.
Okay. So it sounds like they have specific groups, and they make sure they give their views on their.
It just sounds to me
position.
like nothing's getting done.
Well, I think you got to have the conversations, and then that moves things forward.
Bill?
Well, I just looked up the cards. So, based on recent news, Canadian equity cards refer to a controversial color-coded system used in the March 2026 NDP Leadership Convention. This is this thing. To prioritize speakers based on identity groups. These cards representing gender, race, LGBTQ, etc., allow delegates to jump in line for debates. And if you are intersectional, it means you are both, you're two things, right?
Yeah.
You're not just gender, race, or LGBTQ, you're two together or more together, yeah.
Okay.
So it sounds like they just have a place to have your voice heard. You know, it sounds
Okay.
like community input.
Okay.
Kind of like when you have like a council meeting or something like that.
Okay.
But bigger.
Hello.
We
My name is Fred Farhat Sufi. I'm from Port Moody, Coquitlam, and I'm a Canadian Iranian, which has been in Canada for past 54 years. And I very much involved in Iranian affairs. I understand that.
Let's go to the next one,
And
Jeff.
I'm a human rights worker.
Go to microphone 3. Go ahead, delegate.
Yes. Hello. I was standing here with my gender equity card before you called on the previous speaker. That's my point of privilege that I would like to raise.
I will explain the speaking order, which is fixed, that I cannot amend, which is the pro-con rotation. You can move yourself up a line that you're standing in.
I am pro, and I was...
We went...
went pro.
We went pro-con, pro,
Okay.
and my plan was to go con. The speaker at con mic 3 also has a speaking card. The delegate at microphone 2 had been in line before you, which is why I went there first. We're going to hear from the speaker on microphone 3, and then it will be your turn.
Thank you.
It is not an ideal process, friends. I do not make these rules. I don't even love them.
Relax.
Yep.
She a little antsy over there, huh?
She looks like Ellen DeGeneres, right?
Oh, damn.
With a Hitler cut. Bill?
She got a set of ears on her.
Yeah.
I thought
She's
this
listening.
was a teenage boy.
She's
I'm
listening to you,
confused.
bro. She's listening to you. Those ears are listening. She hears you. All right, play the next one.
Thank you, everybody. My name is Leslie Thompson. She, her, Edmonton Manning, Treaty 6 territory. I'd like to call question.
Pause for a second. Would it be too much for you to fucking give your pronouns when we start this show?
I don't have any pronouns.
Oh, you don't?
No.
All right, never mind. Keep going.
It's a pickle, because it's your right, but I did also promise that we'd hear from this delegate.
I think we can call question. I think we can call question.
Let's hear from this delegate.
You
then
are
we'll
fake
test the
news.
House.
Okay.
Thank you, Chairperson. Bonjour à toutes et à tous. Je m'appelle Mariam Salbel Amri, Richmond Hill South, Elle, she, her. Dear comrades, I'm here with Sam Hirsch to ask you to support this resolution. On January 20th at Davos, Prime Minister Mark Carney told...
Well, it cut off. That's the end of the video, right? I guess so.
It looks like it's a long event.
I mean, it looks like nothing's getting done. It looks like Canada's kind of fucked, is what it seems like to me, man. What a process this is.
Well, I like to, people got to be heard, and then you hope you get action after that.
Jeff, what is it, you got any thoughts on this? It's exhausting.
This person up on screen right now,
Can
is
you
that
guys hear
Avi
me?
Lewis?
Yeah,
Is that
I
who
can
that
hear
is?
you.
Yeah, I think if you delve into parliamentary procedure in any situation, there's a lot of bullshit like this. You know what I mean? It's all like a lot of technical, motions and ways that they have to do things based on rules and accepted whatever. And you see a lot of that happening here where they're bitching over rules and procedures and not actually getting to talk about the things they need to talk about. I think that goes on in our government a lot too.
Yeah, that goes on too. You see that?
No, you do, man. But
guys arguing back and forth over nothing.
This just seems like completely
Yeah,
over
well,
the
conventions tend to be chaos because you have just people,
Yeah,
just
it's a lot of
general
people.
whoever coming to like voice their opinion, and in this case they have that whole equity thing going on, and they're having clear issues with it. It's so you don't sit here and listen to white males, old white males talk all day. Like other points of view are getting heard.
Okay.
But the whole system's getting in the way of the system working, is what it seems to me.
All right. Okay.
Good perspective.
I will test the House. It is entirely in your hands whether you would like to hear from the speakers who up here lined up ready to speak to this, or whether you would like to vote because you've made up your minds. Those in favor of ceasing debate, tous celles qui ont concludé le débat, please show. Thank you. Down. Those opposed, please show. We're going to move directly to the vote on Emergency Resolution 1, Accountability for Manab Massacre.
Yeah, they didn't want to hear anybody talk anymore. They're like, fuck all this shit. Just vote, get out of here.
I guess that ain't no good pickup place for us.
I think, listen, if you can, I don't know, man. I think Canada's cooked. That's what I think. You guys got good weed, and we appreciate that. They're good people. Good people. I mean, your government's cooked. That's my thoughts on it. You got any more video clips?
Delegate on microphone 3.
I'd be happy to wait until between next resolutions. I would like to raise a point of personal privilege at that time.
Okay, a notice of a point of privilege is
More parliamentary procedure stuff.
Yeah. All right.
I think that might be it.
All right.
This looks like the next story.
All right. Well, here's my thoughts on it. That is that's quite the process. It appears to me that people are very concerned with their own feelings rather than actually getting anything done. It doesn't appear to me that anything's really like getting done.
Well, they're very sensitive. Half the time is talking about their feelings.
And guys, I suggest you go out and watch that whole thing, and you guys tell us in the comments if you think Canada's cooked for this. I personally think that this is these guys are moving in a crazy ass direction. Like, that's really wild.